Marta, I had assumed for such a long time that you were awful at saving money for the future. However, I've just learned that you have over $500,000 saved up in everything? Huh? Wait. Did you end up going into my place without ever asking me first? I have a lock on the place and everything that I keep locked, yet you still made it inside there? I just had to break your doorknob in order to get the door open, but that was pretty easy. You broke my frickin' doorknob to get into my place? Your door seemed to only be made out of cheap plywood or something like that, so it wasn't too hard to get your doorknob to break. What the hell? I'm only renting this place, so you need to calm the hell down. I was then able to get through your door after breaking the lock and everything, and was able to get a good look at your bank book. And that's when you got a good look at the account that has $500,000 in it, huh? That's absolutely right. So, would you mind telling me why you have that kind of money saved up in there? Don't tell me that you did something unlawful to get your hands on that kind of money, and that's where you've been keeping it. That's not how I got that money at all, Mom. Well, since you've seen the amount I have now, it'd be better for me to explain where it's all from and what it's for to you. That $500,000 is being saved by me for when I plan to retire, so that I have something to fall back on in my old age. Retirement money? I've already told you before that I have no plans of getting married to anyone, right? I mean, I might one day have the urge to go out and marry someone if they end up being the person I'd want to spend the rest of my life with. But I'm already in my 30s now, and so I don't think that time will ever come. I think I'm better off just staying single and enjoying my life the way I like it. So in order to protect myself as I keep on aging, I've been saving up a large amount of money in case I ever need it for an emergency. But primarily for when I'm too old to care for myself. I understand that with work and everything, I'll most likely get myself a pension and perhaps a package on top of that as well when retiring. But it's nice to know I have some extra wealth to rely on if that money isn't enough. I've been working on saving that money up for about 10 years now, and with the help of some bonuses from work, it's made it to $500,000. Is that right? Well, now I can finally see that you didn't steal it from anywhere or something like that. Now I have something to ask you. Would you please give all that money to your older brother and his wife so that they can put it into their new home and get on with their lives? What? You understand that your brother has begun the process of building a new house, right, for his wife? I do know about that, yes. He even held a groundbreaking ceremony for the place as well, right? But, Mom, you can't just ask me to hand over my savings to him for something like that. Both he and his wife do very well for themselves and are great at saving their own money up. So I doubt that either of them need my money in order to build that place, right? If you're going to say no to me, then I'm going to have you kicked out. Huh? Have me kicked out of the house? What house are you talking about? I'm talking about your family's house. You know that I'm talking about having you kicked out of this place, right? Huh? I can't believe you, Marta. Going into your 40s here soon, and yet you're still living with your parents and everything in our house? I'm working a job of my own now, and I pay for my right to be here. Are you not aware that being the age you are and still living with your parents in their house causes them a lot of frustration? Causes you guys a lot of frustration? You think I'm the one causing you guys all the problems? I do, I sure do. All you are is a middle-aged woman that only cares about money and never plans on finding herself a husband. You may be our daughter, but you cause your father and I a lot of embarrassment by not moving out. You have a very long time before you need to start worrying about retirement and all of that. All you have to do is hand that money over to your brother, and then you can start saving up all over again and get that money back by the time you do have to retire. So if you want to continue living here with us, then you have to give up that $500,000 and hand it over to us. I'm not going to say all of this again to you, you greedy, husbandless woman. What's going on with you? Jake, do you have a moment to talk with me? I have something that I'd really like to ask you about.
Hey, Marta! What's going on with you?
When it comes to you and your wife, you both aren't struggling with money at the moment, correct?
Huh? Why are you asking me a question such as that?
Before I tell you, can you give me an answer to that question?
We're doing fine over here. And we don't really plan to get any help with the money right now anyway. If we really needed money and we had to go and get a bunch of loans, we'd never be building a house like the one we're working on.
That's what I thought. I know that I had to ask you something pretty personal, but it makes me feel a little better knowing that you guys aren't the problem. Sorry that it was something like that I was asking about.
You don't have to be so sorry about it. But it's very rare for someone like you to be asking me a question like that. What's been going on that's made you feel the need to ask?
Well, it has something to do with Mom again.
Again? Is she trying to do something strange with you again?
Well, what she's asked of me has something to do with you, and that's both why I've asked you that question and did so with a little bit of hesitation to telling you why.
What does she have to do with me?
Early today, around lunch, I was going out with a client of mine to have some talks. And while I was out doing that, Mom went and broke the doorknob to my place and went inside after completely ruining the door.
She broke down your door, basically?
And when she was in my place looking through my drawers, she stumbled across my bank book and got a good look at my savings account that has $500,000 in it.
Why is she in your place in the first place?
Well, it's because of things like this that I have you holding on to one of my checkbooks, and why I carry the other one on me at all times. So she was never able to actually access any of the money in my account. But she began asking me about the money while I was still out with my client. I couldn't just hide the reason for me having that money from her, since she'd probably get the wrong idea from it. So I told her the truth about the savings account and that it's meant for retirement. But after doing that, well, she asked me to take all of that $500,000 and hand it over to you guys for your new house to be built.
Uh-huh?
Can you tell me what's really going on here?
Wait, I don't want anything to do with the money you've been saving, okay? We don't need it here.
That's what I was thinking. I even knew you'd say that to me.
But that's interesting. Interesting that she would say something like that about me.
What the hell is going on with her this time, I wonder?
Marta... This might be happening because of something I said or did around her.
Huh? What do you think happened to cause this?
Well, to tell you the truth, the construction on my new house has only just begun, but they've already gotten most of the wood beams up and everything. The skeleton, you know? And, well, Mom came and saw all of that.
That house you're having built right now is for you, your wife, and her parents to come and live in when it's finished, right? What was her reason for going out there to see the place being built?
Yeah, well... At first I thought she was there to just check the place out a little bit due to her curiosity, but I think she realized that there are 2 houses being built on the land, and started to think about it.
There's another part being built separately?
Well, that building is really being used for my wife to use as a classroom for when she teaches flower arrangement. But she came up to ask me to let her live there. And then kind of forced us to let her live there. And she even began to call us over and over again about it, and asking us to let her live there in that separate building.
Wait, but that's not okay! Your wife is pregnant at the moment as well, right? Your wife is in her late 40s as well now, so she can't have that kind of stress worrying about mom and her antics while carrying a baby.
That's right. Hence why I've gone and blocked her number, and that way she won't be able to talk to us anymore while my wife is carrying our baby. So that's kind of the reason for why she might be coming after you now. Mom's a total jerk for pushing herself onto both of us like this. So to get her to leave us alone for good, I just sent her one text before blocking her, saying that if she brings me $500,000, then she can come and live in the new house with us.
Ah. And that's why she wants the $500,000 from me then.
In other words, I thought telling her off with some kind of deal like that would get her to leave everyone alone, but it's only made things a lot more crazy for us all. I'm sorry, Marta. I didn't think that any of this would spread to you so quickly, or at all for that matter.
I see. So that's what happened to get her to act this way. I'm not sure if she realized you were serious about that offer or not, but she seems to have started to look around for some money to start paying you. And when she saw that I had exactly that amount in my bank account, she told me to give it to you to help you with the house, which isn't the case after all.
I'm so sorry about this, Marta. Seriously.
Well, it's fine. This is a bit more than I was expecting, but it's actually kind of nice knowing that you guys are financially okay and don't really need my money for anything.
You feel alright about all this?
She gave me an ultimatum regarding the money, saying that if I don't give up my money, that she'd kick me out of her house. However, I've had a place in my name for a while now, but just haven't fully moved into it yet. And I've just kind of been sitting around thinking about what to do with the place. And since I'm not being threatened with being kicked out of the house, this might be the perfect chance for me to move the rest of myself into that place.
She said she would kick you out? That's a bit too extreme. She really has no idea about anything regarding our lives, does she?
That's right. So if she really wants to talk to me like that, then I guess I will go back to living in that other place I have.
I see. Well, have fun with that then. And if you need anything from me while that's going on, just give me a heads up and I'll come by.
Marta? If you don't want me telling my single and greedy daughter about what I'll do to her here soon, then hand me that $500,000, all right? If you don't, then you're going to have a real problem on your hands. You're going to lose the place you live in and then be forced onto the streets. And I might even have to cut ties with you as well. You understand that, right? I understand and am totally fine with that. Huh? I'm not handing you over that $500,000 you so desperately want from me. So I'm supposed to leave the house now, right? Huh? Wait a second there, Marta. From what I can tell, you don't actually understand what I've told you then, right? After you are kicked out of this house, I'm going to cut ties with you for good. Yeah, and that's totally okay with me, Mom. Huh? And actually, I'm already out of that house now. Huh? I've gone back to my old place that I've had under my name for a while now, and I've made sure to bring all my things with me. So you don't have to worry about me anymore, okay? Huh? What place are you talking about? Huh? Why are you getting all surprised about this? Well, look, Well, 2 years ago you ran out of money to support yourself on your own, and that's why you came back home to live with us, right? And when your father died last year, the money from him, you were after that, right? Excuse me? What are you talking about? The whole reason I came back home to live with you guys is because Dad was sick and you guys needed my help. And when he passed away, I couldn't just leave you, so I stuck around to continue to care for your needs. Right? Huh? Have you had no clue about all of this whole time? I guess I'll have to make this explanation as simple as possible for you then. To start, that place you've been living in with Dad for the past few years costs about $800 in rent each month. But the person that's actually been paying the rent this whole time has been me. Huh? For the longest time, Dad had been the one with his name on the place, but after he passed away, I was given the place to continue renting.
Is that right?
And not just the rent, but the water and gas, as well as the electricity and the food have all been paid for by me. I've been getting around $500 from Jake each month, but the rest is paid for by me. And as for the money that you've been spending for the past year now, that's all been from Dad after he passed away. But I'm assuming, based on how much you spend all the time, that amount from him is running dry and will all be gone soon.
Are you sure?
I am. Also, the main reason I haven't left the house and you this whole time after Dad became sick and then passed away is just because you can't do jack by yourself. You can't cook, you can't clean, you can barely even change your clothes without me telling you to sometimes. You made Dad do all the housework back when he was alive and well, right?
Well, Dad was a whole lot better at doing all those things than me.
And back when Jake and I were both growing up with you guys, the three of us would be able to do all the chores while you just sat around. But you never once lifted a finger to come and help us out, and that painted a very bad picture of you in our heads. To be frank, you aren't in any shape to need someone around that needs to care for you, and you are able to get anything done that needs to be done on your own. So you should be forced to do that now. But of course, you still need the rent and stuff paid for on that house, so I couldn't just leave you to handle all that on your own. Jake has taken over the company of his father-in-law and doesn't have time to come over to you guys anymore. And as for me, I work remotely and can make my own schedule up, so I'm the only one in the family with a situation that works out well enough to allow me to be there at your house. That's the whole reason I had to leave my place and come back to you both when you guys needed the house.
I never knew about any of this before.
We've told you plenty of times before. Even Dad told you before he passed away. But I do remember that every time we'd talk with you about it, you'd go on whining about how you wanted to go and live with Jake and leave Dad behind with me at the house. And even after he passed away, you still whined about being with Jake and his wife, so you never ever listened to what we had to tell you.
But that's because it's normal for the mother to go and live with her oldest son.
And that's why everyone told you over and over again that Jake and his wife have been having to care for her parents. Because unlike your lazy butt, the both of them can't even walk well enough anymore and need the help. And another reason they don't want you around anymore is because you kept trying to force them to let you live there. Why don't you just listen to what they have to say and then be quiet about it? I understand that you would have looked at the place and thought that you'd be able to just squeeze on into it, but that extra building you saw being built is meant to be for his wife's flower arranging classes, which they are now going to be using to house her parents in. But you didn't even listen to that story either and have now created a lot of unnecessary stress for them all.
But Jake told me that if I had $500,000 to give to him, he'd think about letting me live there. That's why I need your $500,000.
Jake only said that as a way of getting you to stop talking to them, and it almost worked out for everyone.
Huh?
He never thought that you'd come looking for money from me and then expect to get said money once you found it.
But he's going to need that money for the house, right?
He told me he doesn't even need my $500,000 and to keep it.
What? But that's...
It looks like we've both gone on a bit too long with this, but that's what's been happening, Mom.
Marta?
I've told the real estate agency that starting next month, the contract on that place is being canceled.
You're canceling it?
You have until next April to move out of there.
But that's not even half a year away anymore. You have a place already and prepared for me to live in next, right?
And it seems that Jake has been on to that.
What?
But be aware that this doesn't mean you're going to go and live with him next.
Then what is he planning to do with me?
Well...
Marta, what the hell? You are my gosh dang daughter, so you take care of me until the day I die.
Shut the hell up, Mom.
Huh?
Have you not even realized yet that I'm super pissed at you?
Marta?
You started all of this off by saying that you'd have me kicked out of my own place and then cut ties to me. But only an hour or so later, you're asking for me to take care of you until the end? I'm tired of listening to you change your mind all the time, only to fit your selfish needs.
Wait a second. You can't talk to me like that.
Who the hell was the one that asked for me to be this upset?
Huh?
Having to keep talking to you like this is hurting my heart. I can't do this with you any longer. I'll do as you've asked and cut ties with you.
Wait, Marta!
Goodbye forever.
Marta!
After I finished with her, I handed everything off to my brother to finish up. Since my mom didn't really have any more money for herself, Jake ended up spending a little bit on her to make sure that she was sent to an old folks' home to spend the rest of her days. But on the day she was supposed to go into her new living quarters, she began to bawl her eyes out and ran to Jake's house looking for him to take her, but that never happened. She then proceeded to head back to the old folks' home and moved into her room. Every so often, we get calls from the place regarding her, saying that she doesn't require a lot of their attention, but she's also not really bonding with any of the other people living there. Now, as for me, after telling my mom that I was through with her out of anger and then explaining I was cutting ties to her, I never got a text or call from her again. I'm thinking that the next time I'll be meeting with her will be at her funeral. But of course, I don't mind that becoming reality, and have started to only focus on myself and the fun life I want to live.
Winnie, where are you right now? Did you go out to buy that equipment Mr. Parker asked you to get earlier?
Hi, Nora. Yes, I did. I went out a couple of hours ago. I'm just on my way back to the office now, actually.
I see. Well, be a darling and pick me up some new lipstick on the way back, won't you? Wait, did I need some foundation too? I'm not sure. I was running low. Oh, yeah. I really like the look of the Channel perfume. They've been running adverts for on TV lately. Be an absolute sweetie and pick up a bottle, okay? Apparently, it's good for sleep. I've been reading all sorts of fascinating articles on sleep perfumes lately. Everyone's doing it.
Excuse me? Wait, can we just clear something up first? Are these company supplies? Surely we don't need any of this stuff for the office, do we?
What are you talking about? Of course we do. Haven't you heard? I'm going on a business trip to one of our branch offices tomorrow. Oh, dear sweetie, where have you been? It's the talk of the office. I need them to take with me. So be an absolute doll and go shopping with me, won't you? Thanks.
Listen, Nora. Something tells me I'm not going to be able to claim for any of this stuff on company expenses.
To be completely honest with you, there is a chance you won't. But there's a chance you will, so enough with the questions. Just buy them, okay? Once I'm back from my business trip, I'll fill out the form to claim the money back on expenses. Just get them for the time being, okay? We can iron all these minor details when I'm back.
No way! These aren't minor details. Just hold on a second. You're asking me to pay for something with my own money that there's a good chance you won't be able to get back on the company expenses. And I can't do that. In actual fact, we haven't gotten back a single cent from anything I bought you, ever. All of your expense claim applications get rejected. I wouldn't necessarily mind that if you actually paid me back yourself. But you don't, do you? You never do. My money may as well be disappearing into a black hole with you. Not only that, but the stuff you asked me to buy isn't exactly cheap, is it?
Take a chill pill, sweetie. My husband is the CEO, you know that. All I have to do is say the word, and he'll see to it that we get everything back on company dime. But hey, even if we don't, is it really that important? I don't see what the big deal is.
How can you not see what the big deal is about making me buy you all your makeup and accessories with my own money all the time? Are you for real right now? You will pay me back, won't you? Ever since I joined this company 5 years ago, I haven't seen a single cent of the money I spent on favors for you. Just this one time, honey, you say, I'll pay you back later, you say, and you never do.
Oh, Winnie, my dear, why do you have to be so petty? It's hardly like you're breaking the bank, is it? You should be grateful for the opportunity to show some gratitude for all the things that I've done for you over the years.
That's not something that you force people to do. If I want to show you your gratitude, I'll do it on my own terms. And you've got some nerve to try and downplay the amount. It might not seem like much each time, but it adds up. You've been doing this for 5 years now, you know? You will give me all the money back, won't you? You do plan on doing what you promised, right?
You can be so annoying sometimes. Enough of this petulant whining. Just go and buy me the things I asked for. If you dare answer me back one more time, I'll have you fired. My husband is the CEO. The CEO! Do you hear me? Do you even understand who you're messing with here? You do not want to be in my bad books. I promise you that, little missy.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
If you understand the gravity of the situation, I suggest you buy me my things immediately. Off you go now, my subservient little lipstick slave. I have too much on my plate to be worrying about the likes of you right now. I have a business trip to prepare for after work. You do not want to make someone as important as me wait. Hurry up and get back to the office with my things ASAP.
You can rush me all you like. I'm not even anywhere near the store yet.
If you're not back at the office within the next 3 seconds, I'll triple today's workload as a punishment. 1, 2... Oh, what a shame. There goes the rest of your day.
What the heck? Are you a child? Wait, when you say triple my workload, you mean you're gonna palm your work off onto me, don't you? Why must you always act like this? There's always some made-up reason why I have to do your jobs. Why can't you just do your own work for a change instead of forcing it onto me? I do unpaid overtime every single day because of you. I heard you do it to other people on my days off too. You force your entire workload off onto some poor sap and go home before you're supposed to every single day. You're out of control, you tyrant! Please, just stop this! I'm begging you, seriously. You have no idea how stressed out I am because of how you treat me at work.
I'm a tyrant now, am I? How could you be so horrible? I've never spoken to you so cruelly in my life. Oh my. Whatever did I do to deserve this? Can't you see I'm doing this for you, Winnie? I want to see you grow and develop as an employee. The only reason I test you more than the others is because I see hidden potential in you that I don't see in anyone else.
What?
Besides, you left college, what, 5 years ago now? You're well past the age of where you could beg for things to get your way. You're not in elementary school anymore, you know. Sometimes you just can't get your way, no matter how much you don't like it. That's just the world we live in, sweetie. And you'd do better to accept that sooner rather than later.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea how much I'm struggling with all this. The unpaid overtime, being forced to buy you things practically every week.
If you don't like it here, you're free to resign whenever you want. Oh, you're replaceable. There are a number of employees I could enslave instead of you. All it would take is one word from me to my husband, the CEO, and you'd be out of a job before the day was up. How does that sound? If you don't want to lose your job, I suggest you start obeying me and stop giving me back chat, young lady. You're my slave. Make sure you never forget that. it. Oh. You better not slack off while I'm away on my business trip either. I'll know if you do. I have eyes and ears everywhere at this company. Do your job properly, slave girl. Damn it, Winnie! Where the hell are you? You get your ass back to this office right now!
Oh, hi Nora. Welcome back. How did the business trip go?
Forget that. What the hell do you think you're playing at? It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who made a huge mess of my desk and locker! You took my personal belongings home with you, didn't you? Don't bother denying it. I know. You will pay dearly for this unless you get back to the office immediately and give me a good explanation for why my desk and locker are in such a sorry state. I'll tell my husband if you don't. I swear I'll do it.
I mean, you can ask me to come back to the office if you like, but it won't get you anywhere. I resigned yesterday.
Huh? Wait, say what now?
Said I left the company yesterday while you were away on your business trip.
You've resigned? Why would you do such a thing?
Do you remember who said, if you don't like it here, you're free to resign whenever you like? Oh yeah, I seem to remember it being you. You threatened to have me fired by tattletaling on me for a load of made-up nonsense to your husband if I didn't obey you. I had no intention of doing what you said, so I just left before you could have me fired. Ugh, I was so sick of your tyranny. I asked myself, is this job really worth it? And no matter which way I looked at it, the answer was no. I'm using up the rest of my paid holidays now, so I will never go back into the office again. Thanks for everything, Nora. It's been real memorable. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Oh, no, you don't. I will not excuse you. We are not finished here, young lady. You took my things from my desk and locker, didn't you? Give them back!
Wrong. Everything I took home from the office belonged to me. As for your desk and locker, the only things I took from them were the beauty and fashion accessories you forced me to buy with my own money. That you never paid me a cent back on. In short, my property. You see, I've been making a real long list over these last 5 years of all the items you had me buy you. I took everything I could home with me on the day of my resignation. You're not confused about anything here, are you? You do understand that any and all of the items I paid for are my property, don't you?
No, this isn't how this works. I'm the one who asked you to buy them. You bought them from me, and they're mine. Give them back, you low-life thief. One word from my husband about this, and you'll be in court for stealing company equipment.
That's where you're wrong. The only thief here is you. You stole everything because it was me who paid for it. You've got some nerve to claim any of it as your own. Do I look like a charity? I'm not exaggerating when I say you are the most selfish person I've ever met.
What are you talking about? Those things were in my desk. And my locker. How could they not be mine?
Because I was lending you them temporarily. Oh, I know borrowing your locker space like that for all this time was a little cheeky of me. I am so terribly sorry. But oh well. No use crying over spilt milk, right? Now, if you'll excuse me.
No, you will wait, young lady! This is not a conversation you get to end when you feel like it. Quit trying to justify stealing from me with your far-fetched arguments and twisted logic. Stop making me repeat myself and just give me back the stuff you stole already. I'll have my husband take you to court if you don't.
How many times do I have to tell you that they were never yours to begin with? I mean, I guess I don't necessarily mind giving you them back. It's not like I have any use for any of this stuff. However, there is one teeny tiny little condition if I do give you it. I'll be sending you a bill for $10,758. That should just about cover all the money I've spent on you during these last 5 years of forced servitude.
What? $10,758? Why? Surely there's no way it costs that much. The stuff on my desk and locker can't have amounted to anything more than a single plastic bag.
Oh, dear, what are you talking about, Nora? Did I not just save the money for everything I spent on you during these last 5 years? That's how much money you forced me to spend since you became my boss.
What? Is it seriously that much? That can't be! There's just no way!
I was surprised too. But when you actually think about it, it's not that hard to believe. The makeup you forced me to buy, the dinners you forced me to accompany you on and pay for. When I got all my old records and receipts together, added it all up, and realized I'd hit the 10K mark, my eyeballs almost popped out of their sockets.
But still, $10,758?
Don't worry, I don't mind if you can't pay. That just means I get to keep everything I bought. Feel free to take me to court if you think you can win. You might want to consider that decision very carefully, though, because I have mountains of evidence for the unpaid debt you owe me.
Evidence? What evidence?
I have receipts for everything, not to mention our entire chat history, which includes your voice messages. Silly old me, actually believing you'd pay me back one day. Kept hold of receipts for every purchase, thinking I'd make it easier for you when you finally decided to pay me back. But you know what? Something tells me you have no intention of paying up, so I'm just gonna send you the bill now.
You'd really demand I pay for things from that long ago? Can't we just let bygones be bygones? This is ancient history, for crying out loud! You coward! You tyrant!
That's funny. It seems more to me like the one who palms off her work onto her subordinates and forces them to buy her fashion accessories, makeups, dinners, refuses to pay a single cent of it back, and uses her husband's position of authority at the company as a tool to treat people as her personal slaves, is the only cowardly tyrant here.
Whatever! There's still no way I can afford to pay $10,758. Not all on my own.
Don't worry, I have the perfect idea. Just ask your husband to pay for it. You seem to love bragging about your super powerful CEO husband so much that I'm surprised you didn't think of it yourself. Anyway, I'll be putting together the invoice and bringing it over to your place real soon, sweetie.
What? No! I can't ask my husband! I just can't! He'll get mad at me if he finds out I owe that much money!
I think you'll be lucky if it stops at him just getting angry. It'd be a shame if he decided to take more drastic measures, don't you think? Oh, yeah, all this talk of your husband reminds me. But for some reason, among the mountains of documents you forced me to complete at the office over the years, there were some photos of you.
Photos of me?
I think you might have mixed up some of your private photos with your work files. But you wouldn't believe what they were of. There were tons of photos of you with some young, muscle-bound hunk. Looks like you were in some kind of private swimming pool under the moonlit sky. Ah, so romantic. Looks like you had a blast. With you in your bikini, him in his shorts, with you and your hand on his huge muscled chest.
Wait, no!
You know what the weirdest thing is? The date on the photos is the same day as you went on your business trip. And the photo location is listed as a hotel close to the company branch you visited. Weren't you supposed to be there for work? I wonder what you could have possibly been doing letting loose in the pool like that with Mr. Hunk. But the biggest question here is, What's your husband going to think? That young guy in the photos definitely doesn't look like the CEO. Oh no, it couldn't be. Are you two? What's wrong, Nora? Cat got your tongue?
No, wait. You've got this all wrong. Those photos had nothing to do with my work files or the business trip. I must have put them in there by mistake. Those are my private photos, and you have no right to them. Give them back at once.
Okay, if you insist. Here's what I'll do. When I come over and give you the invoice for the $10,758 you owe me, I'll hand the photos over to your husband.
Oh, please, you can't do that. Anything but that. Stop this at once.
Stop this at once? Is that an order? A request? I really can't tell. Here's the thing. You're not my boss anymore. So I don't think I have to listen to a word you say. If that was an order, I think you know where you can stick it.
It was a request. I'm begging you. Please, don't give my husband those photos. I'm seriously begging you here. If he sees them, he'll divorce me. If it's money you want, I'll pay anything. Please stop this.
Oh, so you're begging me, huh? Hey, Nora, do you remember? Do you remember that time I asked you to stop bullying me and treating me like your personal slave? What was that you said again? Go on, remind me.
I'm not sure I remember.
Well, you're way past the age where you can beg for things to get your way. You're not in elementary school anymore. Sometimes you just can't get your way, no matter how much you don't like it. That's just the world we live in, sweetie. And you do better to accept that sooner rather than later. I'll be dropping by your place tomorrow. See ya! The next day, as promised, I made my way to Nora's house with her fashion and makeup accessories and the invoice for the money she owed me. In one last desperate attempt, she tried to snatch the bag off of me while she thought I wasn't paying attention. But I didn't let my guard down for a second, and after eluding her sudden lunge with a well-timed dodge, handed over the evidence of Nora's reign of terror and the invoice to her husband. He was mortified, and after recovering from the shock of finding out what had been going on, he apologized profusely to me and promised to make his wife pay every last cent of what she owed. Next, after finding out about the affair and how his wife had been using his position at the company as a shield to abuse her subordinates, he demanded a divorce and a hefty sum in compensation. When news of all this reached the office, Nora's other victims finally felt emboldened enough to speak out about the campaign of abuse she'd subjected them to. After being taken to court, she received a disciplinary discharge from the company. In one devastating swoop, she lost her job, her savings, and even her home. She returned in hopeless desperation to her parents' house, a shadow of her former self. I wonder what she thought would happen. I immediately found work at another company after my resignation, and I'm currently working as hard as I can, surrounded by the greatest bunch of colleagues and boss I could ever hope for. It'd be great if I had a boyfriend too, but I guess I'll have to wait a little longer on that one.